Okay, we have a murder mystery in Vivec and a lot of quests that tie in here. So we are first going to go apologize to Trebonius for the gentleman in the High Fane.
Hello there. How are you? Greetings, I am Archmage Trebonius, Guildmaster of Vivec. This book is from Tarer? Well, it's about time he learned some humility. I'm touched by the gesture nonetheless. Here's something for that rash of his, and a little something for you. Duties, you say? Yes, there are several things the Mages Guild needs done. Let's see. Find out about the disappearance of the dwarves. Yes, that's an excellent task for you.
Simple task, surely. Just go to some ruins and find out what happened to them. Maybe some people here in the Mages Guild can give you some clues.
They are the enemy. They oppose everything the Mages Guild stands for.
That's for House Telvanni. I'll ask about Telvanni Spy.
Why, no. There are no Telvanni spies here, and I would know if there were. I'm the Archmage after all. Tiram Gadar, my Dunmer advisor, keeps an eye out for spies and that sort of thing. He's been of immense assistance. He helps me see the Dunmer side of every decision I make, and he came with the highest credentials. I'm sure I have them somewhere around here. Ah, yes, here you go. A letter from Okato himself.
Okay, so if you check the credentials... To the esteemed Archmage Trebonius, the man delivering this letter is one Tiram Gadar, though a Dunmer, he was raised in the Imperial Province. I recommend him as an advisor on the politics of the Dunmer and Vardenfell. Sincerely, Acatto, Imperial Battle Mage. So, the name Akato is spelled wrong. Seems a tad sus. Okay. So yeah, there are a few things here. I just like talking to people about Trebonius.
Can I be of service? I'm Flacasia Fauseus the Imperial, Guild Guide. I provide instantaneous transport between various Mages Guild halls on Vardenfell. What is your destination? I can also help with local information. Do you need services? Are you looking for some specific place? Or for someone in particular? Did he give you any duties? Oh, that's not so bad, I guess. He asked me to make an inventory of all the plates and bottles in Vardenfell. I'm never going to get it done in time.
A woman with a dagger. A Dunmer woman in a skirt and netched leather armor with a dagger? No, I haven't seen anyone like that, but I recall someone, maybe one of the sewer cleaners, saying something about seeing a Dunmer woman down in the underworks. Not that odd, really, though Dunmer are not seen as much in the foreign quarter. But in the underworks, that's odd. Nothing down there but rats and sewers. Okay, so she's regular transport. And he, I believe, is modded transport. Okay, I can get to Narcissus and Firewatch from here. Good. Good to know. Alright. I have to steal Chemovermidium from this lady.
I do enjoy a good conversation.
Of course, we're going to read it before we deliver it.
After many battles, it was clear who would win the war. The Chimera had great skills in magic and bladery, but against the armoured battalions of the Dwemer, clad in the finest shielding wrought by Janago, there was little hope of their ever winning. In the interests of keeping some measure of peace in the land, Stovin the warlord agreed to a truce with Karanithil Barif the beast. In exchange for the disputed lands, Stovin gave Barif a mighty golem which would protect the Chimera's territory from the excursions of the northern barbarians. Barif was delighted with his gift and brought it back to his camp, where all his warriors gaped in awe at it. Sparkling gold in hue, it resembled a Dwemer cavalier with a proud aspect. To test its strength, they placed the golem in the center of an arena and flung magical bolts of lightning at it. Its agility was such that few of the bolts struck it. It had the wherewithal to pivot on its hips to avoid the brunt of the attacks without losing its balance, feet firmly planted on the ground. A vault of fireballs followed, which the golem ably dodged, bending its knees and its legs to spin around the blasts. The few times it was struck, it made certain to be hit in the chest and waist, the strongest parts of its body. The troops cheered at the sight of such an agile and powerful creation. With it leading the defense, the barbarians of Skyrim would never again successfully raid their villages. They named it Chimava Midium, the hope of the Khymer. Barif has the golem brought to his chambers with all his house thanes. There they tested Chimava Midium further, its strength, its speed, its resiliency. They could find no flaw with its design. "Imagine when the naked barbarians first meet this on one of their raids," laughed one of the house thanes. "It is only unfortunate that it resembles a Dwemer instead of one of our own," mused Karenithil Barif. "It is revolting to think that they will have a greater respect for our other enemies than us." "I think we should never accepted the peace terms that we did," said another, one of the most aggressive of the house thanes. "Is it too late to surprise the warlord Stovin with an attack?" "It is never too late to attack," said Barif. "But what of his great armored warriors?" "I understand," said Barif's spymaster, "that his soldiers always wake at dawn. If we strike an hour before, we can catch them defenseless before they've had a chance to bathe, let alone don their armor. If we capture their armorer Janago, then we too would know the secrets of blacksmithery," said Barif. "Let it be done. We attack tomorrow, an hour before dawn." So it was settled. The Khymer army marched at night and swarmed into the Dwemer camp. They were relying on Chimava Midium to lead the first wave, but it malfunctioned and began attacking the Khymer's own troops. Added to that, the Dwemer were fully armored, well-rested, and eager for battle. The surprise was turned, and most of the high-ranking Khymer, including Karenithil Barif the Beast, were captured. Though they were too proud to ask, Stovin explained to them that he had been warned of their attack by a calling by one of his men. "What man of yours is in our camp?" sneered Barif. Chimava Midium, standing erect by the side of the captured, removed its head. Within its metal body was Janago, the armorer. "A Dwemer child of 8 can create a golem," he explained, "but only a truly great warrior and armorer can pretend to be one." Publisher's note. This is one of the few tales in this collection which can actually be traced to the Dwemer. The wording of the story is quite different from older versions in Aldmeris, but the essence is the same. Chimava Midium may be the Dwemer Nikmarthernidams. This word occurs several times in plans of Dwemer armor and animunculi, but its meaning is not known. It is almost certainly not Hope of the Khymer, however. The Dwemer were probably the first to use heavy armors. It is important to note how a man dressed in armor could fool many of the Khymer in this story. Also note how the Khymer warriors react. When this story was first told, armor that covered the whole body must have still been uncommon and new, whereas even then, Dwemer creations like golems and centurions were well known. In a rare scholarly moment, Marabar Sul leaves a few pieces of the original story intact, such as parts of the original line in Aldmeris, "A Dwemer of 8 can create a golem, but an 8 of Dwemer can become 1. Another aspect of this legend that scholars like myself find interesting is the mention of the calling. In this legend and in others, there is a suggestion that the Dwemer race as a whole had some sort of silent and magical communication. There are records of the Sijic order which suggest they too share this secret. Whatever the case, there are no documented spells of calling. The Cyrodiil historian Borgacillus Mallier first proposed this as a solution to the disappearance of the Dwemer. He theorized that in 1 668, the Dwemer enclaves were called together by one of their powerful philosopher-sorcerers, Cagnac in some documents, to embark on a great journey, one of such sublime profundity that they abandoned all their cities and lands to join the quest to foreign climes as an entire culture.
I'm going to mark here. So we needed that copy of Chimarvamidium for Edwina, Ed. Okay. She is Aldrun.
Share your thoughts, friend. I enjoy the company. Did you get Chimarvamidium? You have a copy of Chimarvamidium. Will you let me borrow the book? Thank you, Outlander. I will return the book to you soon, but in the meantime, I have more duties for you. I have been distracted from my studies by several reports from Margan. Apparently there is some sort of disturbance at Hulin's hut. Since Hulin is a member of the guild, we really ought to do something about the disturbance. I simply haven't had time to do it myself. My research is at an absolutely critical phase. Would you go to Margan and take a look for me? Excellent, Outlander. Go to Margan. I'm sure someone there can give you further directions. Take care of this for me so I can continue my studies in peace. The Guildmaster? Well, he's certainly a powerful battle mage, but what has he accomplished? I wish the guild were led by someone who showed more respect for scholarship, especially with all the interesting things to study here in Vardenfell.
Okay, I'm going to return to Balmora because I found the spy, the Telvanni spy for Adis.
Magic is my speciality. How can I help you?
Have you found the Telvanni spy? Yes, this is exactly the kind of proof I was looking for. Excellent work. It's a shame that the guild is run by a scuttlehead with no sense or ambition like Trebonius. These credentials are the worst forgery I've seen in years. Even Okato's name is misspelled. Please take these scrolls and this dagger for helping the guild. Imperial Swit! He knows nothing of the Dunmer and even less of politics. When you're speaking with him, just nod your head and smile, and then forget everything he said. You have completed all the duties I have. Have you spoken with Edwina in Aldrun or Skink in Sadrith Mora? You meet our requirements, but you have not yet completed the duties expected of a warlock.
Okay, so that is mostly it for the Balmora Mages Guild. We'll be back later on for a few small things. Well, they're not. For a few things. Alright, back to killings, mysterious killings in Vivec. Alright. Also going to do Pearl Divers and check back in with Galen. So, let's see. Galen is here. Galen's quest for truth. I talked to Duvaith Fear at the Corpusarium. He believes the Corpus disease is a magical phenomenon beyond normal sorcery or enchantment, possibly a curse or blessing from a god. I'm not sure this was the answer Galen was looking for. Believe I can recall to Galen. Should be the Ascadian Isle region. This is the gentleman I bought pen and paper to. He's living alone on an island outside of Vivec.
Walk with them. Any way I can be of assistance. Just tell me what you want to know.
So speak to him about the divine disease. Fear is quite the eccentric wizard, but he's always had a fascination with the magical and divine. His theory aligns with what we already suspected, that the source of the disease is rooted in powerful magic. It's possible that it could even originate from a powerful mage or an impostor deity mimicking the power of a true god. While his words bring fascinating questions, they don't offer us any new insights into the disease itself. Please accept these scrolls. I don't think I will go to a temple for a while. Maramilo. She must have been the one that gave me a copy of Progress of Truth, the book that opened my eyes to the truth about the Nerevarine prophecies. And then when the Ordinators were after me, she left a warning note for me to flee. Looking back, I can't help but wonder if she was a dissonant priest. Okay. Pearl Divers is up here. He asked me to get an extra special mean slaughterfish. Nandeen. Okay. Okay, near the Telvanni Canton. Okay, I'm not getting a marker for it here. Should be somewhere around here. Not seeing it. Alright, let's head back to One Eye. See what the deal is. Now these are sky lamps, I believe. Oh, it's just a bedding niche. Neat. Okay, they've actually got a marker. Yeah, maybe he didn't actually tell me where it was. One of those quests where you had to ask twice, and I didn't. What is happening here? I keep trying to go to a different place. And it keeps sending me back here. Okay. Weird. This is a modded quest if we can't kill the slaughterfish. I've done it before, I don't know what the problem is, but if we can't get it, it is not the end of the world. There are many other ends of worlds awaiting us beyond the slaughterfish.
What assistance do you require, friend?
Yes, I did not accept the quest. The slaughterfish is over by the Telvanni Canton. Probably some wizard's pet. And don't forget to bring back its scales, or I might just forget to give you a reward. Alright. Let's just make absolutely sure. Yeah. You got mud in your ears? Okay. Everybody's so rude. Weirdly, still not seeing a marker. Should be a marker. Where are you? This horrible, horrible slaughterfish. It is really elusive. Yeah, I'm not really going to spend much more time on this. Anyway, there's a slaughterfish, you kill it, you bring it back to him. Not working. Yeah, it's just sending me back to the NPC. So, unmark and hide. Okay. So, let's go solve the mysterious killings in Vivec. In the foreign quarter, I was told that someone had seen a Dunmer woman down in the underworks. That's odd, since Dunmer are not often seen in the foreign quarter, and there's nothing in the underworks but rats and sewers. So we're going to go to the foreign quarter underworks. Let's see which... okay. I don't think there actually is a quest marker for this one. There she is. Now I die. So she's got corpus meat hunk, which is gross on its own. Okay. We're going to return the potion from Trebonius to the gentleman in the high fane who has a rash. And we believe we caught the Dunmer murderer.
Walk with virtue, Outlander. I am never too busy for a good... Hello! I hope you'll be able to speak to Trebonius soon and offer my apologies. This rash is killing me. I see all is forgiven. He gave you something for me? Excellent. I'm feeling better already. Since you did such a good job, here's an extra 50 gold. Is this about the work I mentioned, or did you have other questions? According to your report, the Dunmer woman you killed matches the description given us. We'll dispatch ordinators to follow up, but I believe you have identified and executed the killer. On behalf of the city and of the Office of the Watch, thank you. And now for the reward I promised. I'll give you a choice. You may either have an Indoril helm and cuirass, or a belt of the armor of God. The helm and cuirass are heavy armor and useful only to a strong fighter. These items belong to one of the ordinators who were killed, and it is fitting that they should reward the one who avenged his murder. However, we ask that you not wear this armor in Vivec City, for you may be mistaken for an ordinator and guard. Alternatively, the belt of the armor of God provides magical armor and improves resistance against hostile spells, and should be useful for any adventurer. Which would you like?
Helm and cuirass.
Very good. Please accept the helm and cuirass with our thanks, and accept, on the behalf of Vivec City, our thanks for ridding us of this dangerous killer.
Okay, so, it may be of importance
I am grateful for the
later
work you did for us, but I'm afraid I have no
to
more
be
work
able
for
to
you.
look like
Thank
an
you
Indoril.
anyway.
So I'm going to very carefully right now go put that somewhere that I don't, you know, sell it, because I will. So let's go put that somewhere safe. Okay, so we're going to put away the Indoril helmet, cuirass, and both pauldrons, because they don't want you to be mistaken for a guard. Alright. Ada Wavebreaker's jewels. Ada Wavebreaker has had her jewelry stolen. They were apparently family heirlooms, and she's willing to pay me their value for their return. She even believes she recognized the thief, who apparently is well known in the area. Drazir. So that's West Gash. One nice thing is I can check the map. And that's outside Caldera. Oh, and I can actually, that's really weird. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay, never mind. So that's Ada Wavebreaker. Oh, we're alright. We'll do a couple of things around Caldera. Let's go check in with Dimas. At Caldera Priory and finish some of the content around Caldera. Hey, she's got a forge. Nice.
I've got what an adventurer needs, fresh from the forge.
I'm so glad you came. Isn't it wonderful? Peace has returned to Caldera Priory, and everything is as it was before. I have something for you. The king's armor is ready. Yes, the armor is ready. I put a lot of effort into it, and I hope you like it. I'm sure it will serve you well on your future adventures. Esbern. Good man, a good cook. Okay. Oh, alright. So they did some cleaning. Caldera Priory tunnels. Oh. Oh, not the yicky kind of tunnels, the clean kind of tunnels. Oh, I'm gonna be popping out of his cellar. Sorry, I don't even like sewers. I wish I didn't end up in them so often.
Anytime you're ready. Just don't keep me waiting.
Hello. Okay. Are you more up? Is there more up? Yep, it looks like there's more up. So much up in these places.
Go ahead, stranger.
Ah, you've returned. I'm glad to see you. Welcome to Caldera Priory. It's hard to fathom the horrors that took place here. I fear they will never truly be forgotten, and perhaps they shouldn't be. My memories of that wretched place beyond the fiery portal still haunt me, and I have to look to the future. We all do. We've rebuilt Caldera Priory, and it's once again a place of peace and worship. That was only possible because of you. If you'd not found the courage and the will to oppose evil, the Priory would remain an outpost of darkness, and I would have been turned into a mindless monster made of nothing but bone. So I want to thank you for all you've done. There's very little I can give you, for we live a simple life at Caldera Priory, but I do hope that your journey into the depths of blood and bone rewarded you with some handsome loot. Stendarr knows you deserve it. All I can give you is this key. It opens the room in the highest level in the East Wing. Whenever you grow weary of your travels, you can return here and rest and know you are safe. You are always welcome here. Oh, that's nice. I have a house. Okay. That's yours. You said East Wing? Oh, man. A burning soul. Yeah, I'm not gonna give you a goat. I'm not gonna do it. Can you tell me
I'm all
again
yours. Please,
what?
go ahead.
Do I have a house? Oh. I'm confused. Okay. I think they said East Wing. Is this the East Wing?
Yes?
It's my bed? No. Hi. Ah. Oh, that's nice. Look. Thanks for the book. That's a nice house. It's a nice little place. Okay. I'll tell you what. She does not like having the skeleton key, the skeleton anything in her inventory. First off, it's heavy. She could probably make quite a lot from selling it. But since this is a place of memory, she's going to honor. She's going to get it as far away from herself as possible while still being respectful for the effort someone else put into it. I don't think I have any mannequins. Oh. You know what? I do. We can go back to, Ice Home Retreat, where there are mannequins through this portal thingy, and the armor is even further away. Okay. Okay, we have been respectful, and it's very far away. Guarded by crows. Ravens? Anyway, it's not in my inventory, and that's good. Okay, I don't know if there's anything else to be done in Caldera Priory. So I'm just going to move on to Aida. Okay, let's see. Alright, I need to see where Aida is sending us. Usually these places aren't too far away. Of course, in this case... Okay, so I need to continue to talk to Aida. Once again, I did not actually finish the quest. Okay. Finish the quest journal entry. I died. I have done this before. It's pretty close. It's just like over the hill. In a cave, like you do.
Have you recovered my family heirlooms? Yes, it was a ring and an amulet. They're both inscribed, so it shouldn't be tough to tell which ones are mine.
I'll get your jewels back. You will? Excellent. I believe their hideout is somewhere east of Caldera, although none of the local authorities have been able to find them. No great surprise there.
Yes, that scoundrel. He's got my family heirlooms, and I want them back. They've still got my jewels. Perhaps I'll get them back one day.
Okay.
That's how I like it. Bold and direct. Come. I like you.
Okay, so east of Caldera itself. Oh wow, okay. Shushishi. Well, that is not helpful. Okay. So there's no quest marker, but it's up here in Shushishi. Thank you, Google.
You want something? Khajiit has
Okay, I'm
no
using
time
my keys
for
to let
you.
them go.
I have the upper hand.
Die.
Okay.
Excuse me, Sarah. You honor me. Please speak.
Have you recovered my family heirlooms? You found them! I'm so relieved! Here, please take this gold as payment. I was able to keep it hidden when the outlaws robbed me, and I'd be glad for you to have it. Thank you again.
Okay, I don't see much more around this area. That's just a thing for a future quest. Random marker that you don't really need. Okay. Astrologians Guild. I received the special potion order for Nellingoth. So let's go back to Nellingoth. Near Arkingthan. Oh, I should have a recall point. And I don't. Oops. Where am I gonna end up? Oh, back in the closet. Okay. That was not helpful. Okay. Balmora, Moonmoth. Hope I didn't sell the potion. Let's see. I try not to sell quest items, but if I sold it to the
Yes, Outlander.
mud crab. I will do the walk of shame, or the port of shame, back to their island.
How delightful. Welcome. I don't recall using teleportation, and yet there I was. Alone. Naked.
Okay, I need the potion. Oops. This is gonna be fun. Weird. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Caldera. See if I actually picked up the potion.
Warm greetings, Outlander.
Welcome,
Care
friend.
to
I've a
peruse
potion for every
something?
occasion. I would be happy to oblige.
Oh, what? Pemini the traitor. She's got a bounty on her head. Though no one would bother trying to collect on it. She's a slippery one, often deals in shoddy items. Great promise, low reward. What did I do? Did I take the potion? Did I use it? Oh, man. This is a bummer. Special potion order. I have it. Oh, it got refilled with water? Oh no. Alright, I think my survival created an empty potion and then it filled it with water. Oh, I'm screwed. Okay, I have the potion. This is a bummer because it's going to bork this whole quest line. That's a shame. There's actually no way to abandon quests and redo them. This is a mod, so I can't progress it with a code without a lot of work, which I'm not really willing to do. I do like this quest line, but it is not, it's not lore.
How delightful. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm
What can I help you with?
Okay, this is an unfortunate thing. Let me see if I could drop it. But, yeah, see, it's filled with water. Yeah, and it's also, I'm stuck in a weird loop where it tells me I need to get advancement, but I haven't done enough duties, but that's a shame. I like this quest line, but we have an interaction between those two mods. Oh, with a sad heart, I'm going to stop tracking that and then hide the quest. Okay. This is also Caldera, which is essentially closed. I could port back, but why would I? Okay, back to Master Index. I delivered the Indorian Propylon Index and received 500 gold. Next I need the Barandis Propylon Index. The wizard Bandits Demnavani of Nisus has it. Okay. So if you want to do... This is one of the issues with when I have quests loop around and then there are alterations of quest items. That's a bummer. So when I do this again, first off, I'm taking out Lythonia. I went back to their mod list and checked. It's been in progress since like 2015. If they haven't done it in 10 years, you know, they're probably not gonna. Okay, Balades is at the top level here. It's not really a dungeon, but he's got a dirty house with rats. So this NPC is a member of the Telvanni house. If you do the Telvanni house quest line, he's more involved. But I'm going to mark here. Because we'll be back. He is the person that helps you decode the disappearance of the dwarves, which I think is an incredible piece of writing and lore. And I probably can't say why unless you've read, unless you're a Dwemer scholar. Let me see if I can... Well, when we get closer to the end, I will, as he speaks, I will try to give my interpretation. I think it's very cool. This is one of the reasons why I really enjoy Morrowind, is the lore is thoughtful and complicated and thought-provoking.
I am Balades Demnavani, and this Arvsdrellin is my home. Why have you come here? A propylon index. You're welcome to it. It's just gathering dust around here somewhere on a top shelf, I think. Help yourself. Speaking, hurry up. It was unfashionable among the Dwemer to view their spirits as synthetic constructs 3, 4, or 40 creational gradients below the divine. During the Dawn era, they researched the death of the earth bones, what we call now the laws of nature, dissecting the process of the sacred, willing itself into the profane. I believe their mechanists and tonal architects discovered systematic regression techniques to perform the reverse. That is, to create the sacred from the deaths of the profane. As the Dwemer left no corpses or traces of conflict behind, I believe that generations of ritualistic anti-creations resulted in their immediate but foreseen removal from the Mundus. They retreated behind math, behind color, behind the active principle itself. That the Dwemer vanished during a conflict with Nerevar and the Tribunal is merely coincidence.
So what he's saying here is, if you read Aedra and Daedra, if you read, the story of Parome, the Makers, and the story of Lorcan, essentially you had divine beings that Lorcan basically said, hey, let's go play a game, it'll be fun, let's make this place and make these rules and it'll be cool. And many of the divine beings think that he was evil for doing that, and several others were like, that sounds like fun, but they couldn't fit into it. They had to limit themselves, which is what he's discussing, gradients below the divine, that they kept, well, degrading, limiting their powers in order to choose to live here and to play the game. Other creatures just, said, no, I'm not doing that. But essentially, the idea of the Dwemer disappearance, according to him, is that they studied this degradation from divine into mundane, and they chose to reverse it, which I think is awesome.
Everyone here leaves me alone. That's how I like it. So, you have found a book. Let me see. Yes, this is written in both Dwemer and Aldmeris. I would keep this book somewhere safe. Perhaps you will find other books in the Dwemer language and could use this book to translate them. If you find anything of interest, bring both the books to me. When the Dunmer followed Veloth to Morrowind, they were many warring clans, with no law or leader in common. One Dunmer warlord, Nerevar, had the ambition to rule all the Dunmer. In that time, House Dwemer were great enchanters, so Nerevar went in secret to a Dwemer smith and asked for an enchanted ring that would help him. The ring gave its wearer great powers of persuasion. For safety, it was enchanted to instantly kill anyone who wore it, except Nerevar. The ring was called Moon and Star, and it helped Nerevar unite the various clans into the First Council. Later, however, disputes over religion divided the council, with House Dwemer and House Dagoth on one side, and all the other houses on the other. Dumak and Dagoth invited Orc and Nord clans as allies, and held northwest Morrowind, while Nerevar mustered the other houses and nomad tribes, and marched to meet the Dwemer Dagoth Westerner forces. The armies met at Red Mountain, a Dwemer stronghold. The Dwemer were defeated, and terrible sorceries were used, resulting in the utter extermination of House Dwemer, House Dagoth, and their allies. Nerevar died after the battle, and his ring was lost. But Nerevar's alliance survives in Morrowind's ruling political institution, the Grand Council. House Telvanni is one of the great houses. We value talent, knowledge, and initiative. Perhaps you would like to join House Telvanni? The enchanted ring called Moon and Star, or One Clan Under Moon and Star, as the Ashlanders call it, was forged for the hero Nerevar by one of the Dwemer sorcerer priest Kagranak's smiths, and blessed by the Daedra Lord Azura. The ring gave Nerevar supernatural powers of persuasion and indisputable proof of identity, since any other who tried to wear the ring would be killed instantly.
Okay, so the propylon index is right here. Be careful picking it up. Okay, so yeah, propylon index, take that back. Caldera Guild of Mages. Foams.
You honor me. Do you wish to do business?
Good, here's 500 gold. Now, the Anderseth Propylon Index. I've heard that Dunmer troublemaker named Brilna Sularis owns the index, but I've learned she doesn't carry it on her person. Her hideout is in a dome on top of the Dunmer stronghold called Hlormarin, on the coast due west of Valmora. Search carefully there for the index. Alright. Missing Khajiit. Serene taught Jasrara how to convert the void into air and allow her to take notes in the process. I should visit the Mages Guild in Balmora to inquire about this Khajiit. They might have some information. So we'll ask Ajira about it?
At your service, Outlander.
A potion today?
Ask about Khajiit guild members. Ajira does not understand why they're not more like her in the guilds of Vardenfell. Ajira was told before coming to the island that there were many more Khajiit mages here, but when she arrived, there were so few. It's very sad. Sometimes Ajira feels a bit lonely. Jasrara. Jasrara was the alchemist here even before Ajira joined the guild. She taught Ajira everything she knows, but she left several moons ago, leaving Ajira on her own. Why are you interested in Jasrara? That's all Ajira can tell you about Jasrara. Ajira hopes it satisfies your curiosity. I've looked into Jasrara and the other missing Khajiit. I know their disappearances were voluntary. Interesting. What has this one discovered about the missing Khajiit? So you could say, I know the Khajiit from all the halls in the Mages Guild formed an expedition in secret. I know that the missing Khajiit were searching for a way to transform void into air. I know that Jasrara visited a master of alteration in Tel Brenora before she disappeared. So I'm going to say expedition in secret. Ajira pauses for a moment, deep in thought, as if weighing the consequences of sharing the information. Finally, once it seems she's made up her mind, she speaks again. Ajira glances around to make sure none of her companions are trying to eavesdrop on the conversation. Once she confirms they're all absorbed in their own matters, she continues to speak in a low voice. Ajira knows that her fellow Khajiit did not disappear as many believe. They left the guild voluntarily. Jasrara told her this before she departed. Jasrara revealed to Ajira that the Khajiit in the guild were preparing to leave this world behind. They claim to have found a way to travel to the moons. Surely this one knows how important Joan and Jode are to us Khajiit. Then Ajira told Jasrara that it's well known that no one can survive among the stars, but Jasrara explained that a dark elf sorceress had taught them how to transform void into air. Jasrara demonstrated this to Ajira by casting a strange spell and enveloped her in a bubble. Jasrara said that as long as she was inside that bubble, nothing harmful could happen to her near the moons. Jasrara invited Ajira to join her on the journey, but Ajira did not have the courage to accept. I don't think that's courage. I think that's insanity, considering the spells last, like, what, 30 seconds? A couple minutes? How are you going to sleep, by the way? Still, Jasrara shared the details of the journey with Ajira, in case she ever decided to join them. She explained that the ancient Dwemer had built a portal located in the ruins of Brumanzar, from which one could travel directly into space. Jasrara also left Ajira her notebook containing the essential notes needed to learn the spell that would allow her to survive in space if she chose to follow them. Ajira discreetly pulls a notebook from her clothing and shows it to you, making sure the rest of her companions do not see. Ajira is already familiar with everything the notebook has to teach, but she has not yet found the courage to pursue Jasrara. She fears that something bad might happen during the journey. Ajira is also concerned that the spell might not work in the void, despite what the Dark Elf promised. Ajira knows that many Dark Elves outside the guild take pleasure in the suffering of Khajiit for no reason, and she does not trust any of them. This one can keep the notebook. If this one is brave enough, it can try to continue to search for Jasrara and the other Khajiit. Ramanjar is near to Caldera. The mages there will know better. Ajira only asks this one to exercise caution. Ajira understands it's very likely her friend Jasrara is dead, and it would not want this one risking its life to find her. So, the Journal of Jasrara. The notebook is filled with notes about the alteration spell that supposedly creates a magic bubble, allowing one to breathe in space. While this is highly complex magic, it appears that one could learn the spell by carefully... While this is highly complex magic, it appears that one could learn the spell by carefully following the instructions outlined in the notebook. Okay. Bounty for Trerena Dalen. Malima of Cloudrest offers me 1,000 gold if I'll kill Trerena Dalen. Okay, that is... yeah. Cloudrest, I'm not just randomly killing someone for a Telvanni. She would never do that. So, we're just gonna hide it. She's not doing that. The Bandits of Kumarahas. I've met an agent of the Imperial Legion in Tel Brenora, Abrucius Valius. He's apparently on a mission to track down a dangerous group of bandits that's threatening trade in the region. The locals haven't been giving him much help, though, and without a starting point, he doesn't know where to begin searching. I've agreed to act as an intermediary with the locals. Maybe I can persuade them to talk to me instead. Okay, Tel Brenora. Okay, just head out to the quest giver and then I'll wander around. Okay. Silvernor is pretty small, really. Sounds like something's mad at me. Okay. Yeah, this is some weird thing about people being out here for like 20 years.
Spit it out or hit the road. I have a little advice to share with you, Outlander. Stay out of things that don't concern you, Outlander. This affair is between myself and Thorana. I want no help. I'll tolerate no interference.
Yeah, you're just charming.
I don't wish to be seen with you. Your face is unfamiliar. What are you doing in Tel Brenora? Are you looking for someone in particular? In the village, Lorena Sethan runs Sethan's trade house. Galen Bearer is a smith. You'll find her in Thorana's chamber in the upper tower. Easiest way is to enter through north-facing entrance to the upper tower. You'll have to fly, either way you go, and the lower level is confusing, so you might as well start through the entrance to the upper tower. When you're inside, walk downstairs. Take the first left. Take the passage up to a room with 2 doors to Thorana's chamber. Take either door. Fly up the shaft. Thorana's chamber is in the center.
I heard Buril Thurlu was leading a group of separatists near here. Good for him, I say. We don't need Imperial authority in Morrowind. Okay. I'm gonna go into a few shops. There aren't really many people outside.
You are an annoyance. Leave or I shall call for the guards.
So they're all Telvanni and I'm Redarin. They don't like me.
What now? Looking for someone in particular?
I overheard Sophie in the tavern says she was picking up supplies for an armed group somewhere. Might be the bandits you're looking for. I think she headed off somewhere to the northeast.
This better be important. Not a lot of pretty ladies around here.
Alright, there's only one place in the northeast, but I really don't want to go there without more direction.
Is that welcome? What brings an outlander to Tel Brenora? Is there some specific place you want to visit?
Okay, again, group of separatists.
Go ahead, Outlander. Don't be shy, Outlander. We don't bite. That is, in Tel Brenora, we only bite fools. I'm Evos Goran. What can I do for you?
Okay. I'm gonna try heading back to the Quest Giver.
Is there something I can do for you?
What was that?
Looking for a ship? When the fog gets this thick, the journey becomes perilous. It may be best to wait for it to blow over. Ask about dangerous group of bandits. Oh, I know the group you're talking about. Saphira, the Birrell's group. They've got a hideout in the caverns of Kumarahas in a small isle to the northeast. They're separatists. They want nothing more than to kick the Empire out of Morrowind. Honestly, I'm not unsympathetic, but their attacks on trade ships are bad for business. We need those supplies, and once this area gets a reputation for piracy, there'll be less demand for my services, and that's bad for me. I'm only telling you this because, unlike the Imperial agents, I like you, and I trust you more than the Empire. But if you're going into Kumar House, you better be prepared. Those bandits are dangerous and fanatical. You won't be able to reason with them. Okay. So this is a mod of some sort, one way or the other.
Surrender your life to me and I will end your pain!
Pawn belt, 20 points of shield. Note to Sirali. Keep an eye out for any suspicious activity. We took quite a haul with that last raid, but we may have provoked some unwanted attention. If anybody gets close, attack first and ask questions later. Oh, now I have to ask. Any questions? You can tell it's modded, because it isn't 2 rooms and a ramp.
You Inma. I have you.
Now you die!
Oh. Okay, I'm supposed to report back to him. You know what? I'm gonna kill everybody and then report back to him. And if that bugs the quest, oh no, I'm already here. I'm used to taking the initiative. Okay, might have cleared it out, might not. We'll go see. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a whole other zone. Hold on. Okay, I'll head back and speak to them. Atavistic eyes.
Welcome, Dunmer. Let's set aside our differences and talk, shall we?
Yes, these bandits pose a serious threat to Imperial trade in the region, and we cannot let that threat go unanswered. Tell me, what have you learned? Did the locals tell you where they were their bases? Yes, they're holed up in Kumaraha's caverns, and they're led by Saphidra and Biro. Kumaraha's, you say? Excellent work. Now that we know where we are, we can root them out and send a message that interference with Imperial trade. Will not be tolerated. Here's a little something for your troubles. If you're willing, I could still use your help again. What do you need me to do? Locating the bandits was only the first step, but our options out here are fairly limited. And as I've said, the Imperial Legion is stretched thin. I doubt we can expect many, if any, reinforcements to take on this separatist group. If this group is as big as you say, I'll need some help in eliminating the leaders. Cut off the heads, and the threat will be as good as gone. In addition, I suspect they may have an Imperial logbook in their possession. I need to retrieve it. Can't be allowed to remain in enemy hands, so what do you say? I'm in. When do we leave? Oh, I'd say I'm in, but I prefer to work alone. Wait here, I'll handle this myself. Looking to keep the glory for yourself, huh? I can respect that, but this won't be an easy battle. If you're going in alone, you should ask the locals what they know about Kumarahas. Maybe they'll have some insights that'll prove advantageous. I'll wait here for your return. The locals are all assholes. Okay. Local.
You seem like very good company.
May I help you, Outlander?
Greetings to you. A pleasure to meet you.
Okay, I'm not seeing any actual markers to speak to anybody, so... Okay, let's see if we can find that logbook. Okay, so we have circular markers.
You N-word!
Okay, I'm gonna check these areas for logbooks, but as we know, without a marker, I am relatively lost. Okay, I believe I originally came in that direction. Take the left forks and work our way around. Note to Savi, my magical abilities are extensive, but I'm a battle mage. Can't help you figure out whether or not Fallen is cheating at cards, and quite honestly, even if I could, the task would be beneath me. Maybe you should consider simply not playing cards with him instead of wasting my time with trivial tasks. Okay, try heading to the bandit camp. I think I killed everything in here. I don't think that's ever gonna get old. Okay. I don't like it when other people use those.
Surrender your life to me and I will end your pain.
Good. This appears to be an encoded logbook containing a list of ships, routes, and cargo manifests. Most of it is indecipherable. Okay, I don't know if I have killed them all. But the logbook is important. Alright, we're gonna try returning. See if that did it. There is definitely a lot of loot in there.
You seem like very good company.
Yes, I've dealt with them. They won't be bothering anyone ever again. Excellent work. I'll admit I had my doubts about you when you said you wanted to do this alone, but I'm impressed. Taking on a whole bandit encampment by yourself is no easy feat. I wish we had more soldiers with your capabilities. Here, you've more than earned this. But tell me, did you find that Imperial logbook? Yes, here it is. You are a marvel. You know that? With his logbook in hand, the threat to Imperial trade in these waters has been eliminated. The Legion owes you a debt of thanks. I'll be sure to put in a good word with my superiors about you. But for now, take this. You've more than earned it. Blade of commanding fatigue. Okay. Fallen Wraith.
Fallen Wraith. Horatio Garganath. Feathered wraith, cursed above, to loose thy flight, condoned to love. Snipped the wings of jaded dove. Hide behind a mask, a glove. Realm alone, words of woe. Winds are raped, the fallen foe. Return alive, she scarce but know, if not be damned to a life of low. Trespass naught this tragic night, confounded moon, waxen light, ashen curse disturb thy sight, to no escape this wicked blight.
I have been asked to write this guidebook for outsiders who are unfamiliar with the Tribunal Temple and interested in joining.
So this is Fellowship of the Temple by Archcanon Thoyer Sarioni.
All those who are earnest and who are willing to submit to the wisdom of Blessed Almsivi, Triune Grace, the saints and the priests, are welcome to the Fellowship of the Tribunal Temple. The temple is the religion of Morrowind and Dunmer people, and has been for generation upon generation. With guidance and counsel of Almalexia, Vivec and Sotha-Sil, the Anticipations, and all the hosts of saints of ancestors, the temple guards, and protects the lands and peoples of Morrowind. Those who follow the tribunal must have the personality to lead others and the willpower to resist the world's temptations. When violence is needful, we fight with staves and hammers, armored only in our faith. We study restoration and alchemy to heal the people, and mysticism to learn more of the divine. We must also study conjuration to speak with the spirits of our ancestors and protect against those who traffic with the four corners. Those interested in joining the tribunal temple should speak to priests at the temples in Aldrun, Balmora, Molag Mar, and Ghostgate, or with priests at the High Fane in the temple compound in Vivec City. Articles of Faith. The temple believes that Almalexia, Vivec, and Sotha Sil were mortal guardians of Morrowind who walked the earth, defeated the Dunmer's greatest enemies, the Nords and the Dwarves, and achieved divine substance through superhuman discipline and virtue, and supernatural wisdom and insight. Like loving ancestors, they guard and counsel their followers. Like stern parents, they punish sin and error. Like generous relatives, they share their bounty among the greatest and least, according to their needs. Duties of the faithful. Your fourfold duties are to faith, family, masters, and all that is good. Perform holy quests, and bring lustre to the temple. Never transgress against your brothers or sisters, and never dishonor your house or your ancestors. Serve and protect the poor and weak, and honor your elders and clan. For those who would be wise, these sacred books will be of interest. Sarione's sermons. Learn from the teachings of Vivec, and from the Archcanon's sermons on the 7 graces. Lives of the saints. Members of the temple who wish to be virtuous will model their lives on the lives of the saints. The pilgrim's path, the path to wisdom and self-knowledge, is through pilgrimage. Those who would rise in the ranks of the faithful may retrace the steps of the lords and saints, and gain blessings and learn virtue by suffering and overcoming hardships. The consolations of prayer. Learn what bounties and blessing might be gained by prayer at the shrines found in temples and in places of pilgrimage and in the tombs of our ancestors.
Folly of Steel, by Hargild Ironbane. A song of warriors. At dawn, for battle you stand clad in steel, with shield in hand, safe and sound within your shell, safe from danger wherever it may dwell. Impervious thou art, to blade, club, or dart. Slew men and mer left and right, walked woundless from every fight. Safe you are within your shell, safe from danger no matter how fell. Impervious thou art, to blade, club, or dart. At dawn, for battle you stand before you a wizard, staff in hand, stowed away within your shell. The wizard spoke and did cast a spell. Impervious thou art, to blade, club, or dart. The wizard you would crush, but your straps they turn to mush. The wizard should be struck. No, your hinges fast are stuck, though victory is a must. Alas, your steel, it turns to rust. Remember, O warrior, my dreaded name, that name, the name of Ironbane.
Guide to Necrom. A guide to Necrom, Morrowind's sacred burial city, including its districts and notable figures. Necrom is the holy city of the dead, located on the easternmost part of mainland, Morrowind in the Sacred Lands region. This temple city is where the Dunmer dead are brought, and it's one of the most important pilgrimage sites in Morrowind. The name Necrom actually refers to the vast and ancient catacombs under the city, which is why the city often called the city above Necrom, to distinguish it from the city below. There are 4 distinct areas to the city above: the waterfront, the charnel works, the upper district, and the temple district. The Empire has no presence in Necrom, and outlanders should be warned. Both the city above and the catacombs are guarded by the Ordinators in mourning, an elite cadre of their order, who will protect the silence of Necrom against anyone who would dare to disturb it. Weapons, spells, or any disrespectful behavior are forbidden in the Holy City under the penalty of death. The waterfront. The waterfront is where the docks are located, and it's through here where most outlanders who visit Necrom enter the city. A trader and a hostel provide their services to travelers who are just passing by, while the city proper is accessed through the large docks administration building. The charnel works. The charnel works is the lower quarter of the city above Necrom and a place of great mourning. The dead are brought here in through the Pilgrim's Gate for preparation before they're taken to the catacombs. The district is the home of the priests and workers who help prepare and cremate the bodies, and it is also where the temple bonesmiths create the holy guardians known as bone walkers in their smithies. The catacombs can be entered from the eastern side of the district. In the upper district, a myriad of shrines and memorials of bygone days can be found, as well as various services for pilgrims. A great number of temple relics are kept here. Prominent pilgrimage sites include the Shrine of the First Citizens, where the ancestors of today's Dunmer laid the foundations of the city, and the memorial to the War of the First Council. Outlanders should be reminded that these sites are not museums, but places of worship and mourning. The Sinner's Gate, known thusly for being used by pilgrims who try to keep their distance from their dead ancestors, is located in the southeastern corner of the district. The Temple District. The Temple District is dominated by the mighty fane of the ancestors, which stands atop the large temple complex. Inside the fane are shrines devoted to the tribunal gods, Al-Malexia, Vivec and Sothasil, and their anticipations, the Daedra princes, Boethia, Mephala and Azura. Strong ancestral magics flow through the fane, powering the ghost fence on Vardenfell. Underneath the fane are the forbidden temple vaults of Necrom, the catacombs. Mourners and pilgrims can access the catacombs from the Charnel Works district. It is here where the true city of the dead lies. The lower reaches of the catacombs date back to the arrival of the Velothi in Morrowind. The catacombs are far too large and complex to map, and they are ever expanded to make room for new generations of dead. The ancient spirits guard their resting place with great passion, but they will also whisper their secrets to pilgrims if they have the ears to listen. Notable figures. Her Eminence the Archmatron, Alvu Sorelith, can be found in the high offices in the Temple District. Marshal Verendus Hlurvan and Canon Simone Turethi, who are in command of the Ordinators in mourning, can be found in the Watch Barracks in the Upper District and the Hall of Contemplation in the Temple District, respectively. Brady's Hla Alo, in the Chamber of Parting, is the priest in charge of the mourning rituals and corpse preparation in the Charnel Works. Ethaso Athones is in charge of the docks administration in the waterfront. Transportation. Ship transport to and from Necrom can be found in the settlements of Inamor Dane and Alt Bozara. The Silt Strider takes passengers to Salem and Akamor.
It does seem as though many of the audiobooks of the New Realm have audio that cuts out at the end. So in contemplation, she's aware she can't hold back the tide, but she can save a few beached, lost creatures, and occasionally, if they're dead, take their stuff.